It seems the power brokers cannot take it anymore. The power brokers cannot wait until 2027. People are coming together, big politicians are coming together to make sure that they unseat Tinubu come 2027. It is reported that Atiku, Kwakwanso, and Obi are forming a big alliance, and that alliance may have to look at how they can tactically make Tinubu a one-term president. By all means, how they can tactically make Tinubu a one-term president. Obi also, on his space, has inaugurated the obedience movement officially. So the obedient movement is now official, independent of the Labour Party. I know the Labour Party is trying to make sure that they have control, and Abure has become a hindrance to the progress of the obedient. So now obedient movement have come together to officially have their movement, and we have Dr. Yunusa Tanko as the interim national coordinator of the obedient movement worldwide. In a space attended by P2B and other stakeholders of the obedient movement, they have formidably come together to make sure that they are a strong force that will be reckoned with prior 2027. You see, the mathematics here is that all the popular figures are coming together. Atiku, Kwankwaso, Obi, Erufai, they are going to collapse their structures and make sure that Tinubu becomes a one-term president. I have said it before, I'm saying it again. I was in a bus yesterday and I looked at the fuel queue. I thought it was a crusade, a litany of people. People are now queuing 10 hours to get fuel at 1,000 naira, 950, if it is fair, in Nigeria and under Tinubu's government. Despite all the sufferings and all the high price of the costs of high price of commodities, they still are going to experience fuel for 1,000 naira. Under Buhari's regime, we are looking at how it's 185, 200. Now, from 185, 200, we are looking at how fuel will be sold for 1,300 naira. It seems the politicians are not going to wait till 23 to make sure that they show Tinubu the way out of Aso Rock. North have been strategizing, and this is not play. We are not playing. Not have been strategizing because the suffering is becoming unbearable. Tinubu has disappointed the South, and especially the Southwest. Forget those influencers you see on social media. Forget those that are brothers to some of the people in power that have a phone and have data that will come online and start spewing rubbish. Tinubu has lost credibility on the street, especially in the Southwest. It's going to take uncanny means. It's going to take rigging to get Tinubu in power. On a good day where there is a free and fair election, Tinubu does not have anything. Before 12 in the afternoon, Tinubu is going to lose the election. Tinubu is going to lose the election free and fair. So the obedient movement is one of the greatest news that has been heard for a long period of time. People have been calling that the obedient movement come together, irrespective of the fact that many believe that Obi somehow stylishly worked for the progress of APC and Tinubu, because some calculations have it that why would Obi break out from a PDP and form an obedient movement, thereby dividing the votes of PDP Atiku. Some said that if Atiku and Obi would have joined together, there's no way that Tinubu would have won the election, even if he had to rig it. But Obi, somehow working for Tinubu, had to divide Atiku's votes. Now, furthermore, creating the obedient movement and having Dr. Yunusa Tanko as the interim international head of the obedient movement worldwide is another indication that the APC, in their usual way, have seen somebody that they can negotiate with. negotiate with so as to sabotage a very one of the biggest and formidable enterprising futuristic movement in Africa. That is the obedient movement. Let me tell you one thing. The APC Ronu and the APC whatever do not come close to the strength of the obedient movement. Imagine Labour Party preparing within 9 months with Obi as their lead, was able to pull a stunt, and it is argued that Labour Party within 9 months of preparation won an election. The government in power had to subjugate or subdue themselves to the extent that they started petty rigging of a party without formidable force. So now the plan is ahead. One of the reasons why I want to commend this movement and some of the actions of the leaders is that despite the fact that the APC influencers, the likes of Reno and the likes of Bwala and whoever, Woye and whoever that has been defending the attacking the movement in one way or the other, they were underground planning, not even reacting or responding to what these naysayers were saying. They had to stay underground and they planned. Why would somebody want to vote President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when we see even protesters under his regime are being charged for treason? Never heard of. In fact, this petrol scarcity that is lingering will be the undoing of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Whatever your political calculations are, I know that the gladiators are up there, and they are up there, they are planning. Other society organizations are planning. People in the streets are planning. In fact, it will be the Southwest that will rise up against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Southeast have already made up their mind. The South have made up their mind. It's left for the North Central and the Northeast to start making up their mind that they are not going to feature a Tinubu as a president. I hope there's a magic. The government can do magic and make sure that this crisis does not linger for long or does not linger till the second, third, and fourth year. Because I can't imagine a society and economy with petrol 1,000 naira. I don't know how Nigerians are going to cope. Now, if you are going to work, you might be forced to start trekking to your workplace because you might not be able to there are two things involved. You might not be able to afford the transportation, or there may be no bus for you to take to your workplace, or better still, the hold up might be because of some cars are blocking the main road where there's a filling stations. You can go to filling stations, you can see the long queue. One of the characteristics of this petrol scarcity is that you must see long queue at every filling station that has fuel. Nobody's talking about whether the price is high. Nobody's talking about whether it is, it is outrageous. The price is outrageous. They just want to get fuel. I think Nigerians have not been pushed to the wall, but you see, there's one thing that is very, very, very important. You cannot build something on a foundation, a faulty foundation. I used to say that APC supporters, they believe that they can plant evil and reap good. You cannot. We have seen the coloration of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have seen the lies and propaganda that he has used in building Lagos. Lagos, people that want to say the truth, is advantaged much more than other states. You can see the population, you can see the finances that has been pumped in Lagos. An average governor of any state, other state in Nigeria, if that governor were to be in Lagos state, they will do much more than some of the governors that have governed Lagos state. Looking at the structure, the people, and looking at the finance, looking at the IGR. A governor with such number of people in Lagos state, where we have some of the parastatals, where you have IGL, you have enough at your disposal to use, will perform. So anything that is being done and somebody comes out to say that you can't compare Lagos, we know that Lagos has an advantage. So the man that built Lagos has proved to us that he did not build Lagos. He just took advantage of a state that was already positioned for greatness and excellence. He took advantage of it. Now this is Nigeria. Within 1 year, the country has collapsed, and Nigerians are threatening fire and brimstone. I mean, Southwesterners are threatening fire and brimstone. That I was in a bus, somebody was praying bitterly in his heart. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, Tinubu lè padà 2027. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. The man was praying. I believe he was a family man, and the pains of not having to be able to pay his children's school fees, because schools are going to resume very soon. The pain, the agony of him not being able to pay his children's school fees is another thing entirely. That when a man cannot take care of his family, man, it is one of the most bitter things in life. This man will have to say, no, we can never take it. Northern family men, the Northerners are saying that Tinubu they are saying he must be a one-term president. And I don't know how the obedient movement are going to run their package. Are they going to align with another force to make sure they push Tinubu out? Because the goal is just to make sure that man leaves. Because I don't know how come you are going to take the treasure, the key to the treasure of a nation like Nigeria, and give to a Tinubu. I don't know what you expect. You see, of recent, I've come to understand. Now I've gone back to reading history. I've gone back to start my research on history, what happened in the past, because I've seen Southwest media propaganda and also distort facts and truth. I've just seen it firsthand. Lies, propaganda, and there's one thing I hate is lies. I've seen them distort truth. Most of the things that we know, we need to go back and do a bit research, because some publications will just come out and distort the truth with their full chest, knowing which is true. They know the truth, but they come to just distort it. Just like I was in Lagos when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. I was born and bred in Lagos. Before Tinubu became governor. I was during the time of Marwa and Olagunsoye Oyinola before Tinubu became the governor of Lagos. I would say what he did free education. You just have to pay for only PTA and some other, not up to 1,000 naira you pay, just small money, just go to school, although you get your books yourself, but the teachers are paid, the lectures are free and everything. Free education. You get your books, they don't give you books. School fee is being paid. You don't pay, you just participate. You participate. That's what he did. That one, I say, we benefited from that free education exercise. I repeat, you pay for PTA and somehow 500 naira exam fee. Every other thing is just no tuition at all. You don't pay for tuition like for tuition. Government pay the teachers and what have you. We get ourselves our exercise book. Exercise books were not free. It's just tuition for the teachers to start teaching us. That was the free education Tinubu gave us in Lagos. After that, what else? If Alex Otti were to be a governor in Lagos and he had the resources and the tools that Sanwo-Olu has, who would not perform the, in quote, magic? So over these years, these guys have been lying to us. Now, there was something that came up about Awolowo being the father of bigotry in Nigeria when Zeke, NTNC wanted to contest. So Action Group, although Zeke won, but through the Awarawa, they were calling Zeke and his likes Kobo. Awarawa, the Awarawa mantra, so he convinced most people from the NCNC to join a Action Group, and they, in a way, kicked out Zeke. So he brought tribalism, that A Yoruba man cannot, sorry, an Igbo man cannot have to represent the Southwest region in the house. So he started this bigotry and tribalism. And let me tell you, if the constitution give room for you can be voted in any place, if the constitution is clear, if the constitution is not tribal, so why would you see it as evil that an Igbo man wants to contest in Lagos? If he's popular, he wins. If he's not popular, he won't win. If he's popular, he wins. So if you want to use bigotry, you are just being unfortunate. If somebody is going to develop a place, if somebody is going to pay the highest tax, you will not bring in bigotry. No, because it's an Igbo man. Why would he pay the highest tax? Why will we collect highest tax from him because he's an Igbo man? Why not? Let's collect the highest tax from the Yoruba man. If it's for tax, you don't care. You don't bring in bigotry. But because somebody wants to contest for a political position, you now bring in bigotry. You see how double standard and hypocritical most people are. When you go on the street, you see them collecting tax from everybody, irrespective. In fact, they want to collect more tax from you if you are not an indigene. That is to show you how wicked these people were. So if the constitution, I'm not saying it is okay for someone to just come from outside and start dragging for a position in your space. No. But when we have a country, one united Nigeria, and the constitution makes provision for that, why would you see anything? If you are respecting the constitution, why would you see anything evil or bad in an Igbo man contesting in Alaba or Jaw or Festac and representing that people that are much more in that constituency at the Lagos State House of Assembly? The more reasons why you can even see an Igbo man becoming a lawmaker in those areas, because those areas are dominated and populated by Igbos. Show me any place in the Southeast where we have that kind of population. Then if a Yoruba man can canvass his people in that population and the votes count in his favor, why not? Why not? And Ojukwu vied for presidency. Ojukwu, you know how important Ojukwu is to Igbos. He came out as a president, yet he did not get the support of Igbos as is expected. He did not get the support. So I will start questioning anything that's been posted by a conservative or Yoruba Rono, and most of the information that we get, we'll start going back to do research and get the real truth, the real version of what really has transpired over the years. A big one for the obedient movement. I supported the obedient movement because I was convinced at a point that if we are going to have a country that will work, let's have somebody that will come out and expose these people for who they are. Somebody that in Anambra State, the system could not help him become governor. You see, when you are good, evil people will not like you. You go to an office and you don't steal, you don't inflate contracts, you become hated. So Obi was hated in Anambra. That's why the lawmakers had to impeach him. So if Obi becomes president, we at least let our eyes open to the evils that these guys are doing. One of the reasons, not that Obi can become exceptional as a leader. Obi would not even last 1 or 2 years, even as president. He will be booted out by these evil lawmakers. But before then, he's going to expose a lot of things that Nigerians will now see for sure that this House of Assembly are the main enemy, the occultic group that is holding Nigeria bound. There are two people, the military and this National Assembly. Military as in these guys that every president will go and visit before they become president. They are the cabals that are holding Nigeria. And also those one at the Senate. All these protests we are doing, we are not supposed to be doing it if we have a working Senate, House of Rep or Senate. We are not supposed to, because those have come together and formed a coven, a court against Nigeria progress. The weapon fashioned against Nigeria they are the House of Assembly, and the so-called generals that have become cabals in Nigeria. Somebody saying that military should take over. Military should take over when military is part of the mess. Military is part of the corruption that is going on today in Nigeria. So let's see how the politics and politics is being played. Let's see how Tinubu becomes a one-term president. But I stand on my stand. I've said it, that this Tinubu, if you know this Tinubu, except somebody prove me wrong, Tinubu is willing to rule over ashes of Nigerians to become president.